Fans, are you there?
Yeah.
It's me, Margaret.
Are you there? Are you there? Are you there? Hello. Hello. Goodbye. My echo's not working really well. I can fix
Too much
that.
feedback.
I can fix that.
You know what? Let me give you some feedback. Stop doing that stupid echo thing.
I will, mate.
No, I did that to myself.
Too late. All right. I'm Dan.
I'm Maya.
I thought mine was Australian. What are you doing a redneck for?
Oh, is that what you thought yours was?
Yeah, good day, mate.
That was...
I'm Dan.
No, I don't think you
That's as
understand.
Australian as it gets. Dude.
When you say Dan,
I'm Dan. Want to stream on a Bobby?
when you say Dan, let me just preface this by asking whether or not you've seen the movie Forrest Gump.
Yes, I have.
Okay, so you know
do I sound like Lieutenant Dan?
When you say Dan the way he says Dan when he says Lieutenant Dan.
I have a little bit of Forrest in me, don't I?
I think we all have a little bit of Forrest in us.
I hope it's the smart part of Forrest.
His life is like a box of chocolates.
Mm-hmm.
You never know when you're going to get wrecked.
So have you heard that? Have you heard the new version of Rekt?
No. I can confidently say no, I have not.
I don't think you're going to want to hear it because you have pet peeves with these slang words we're doing.
I have a lot of pet peeves with a lot of things, first of all. Second of all, let's get to what I know it as.
Rekt? Okay.
That's just somebody that got super shit-faced wasted.
Mm-hmm.
That's what that is to me. That's what Rekt is. But Rekt is also spelled correctly in that term, and I feel like you're going to tell me this is not spelled that way.
Yeah. Well, Rekt is, for me, if you go old school, Rekt just means like a car crash or something like that, right?
Sure.
Something that got demolished or destroyed. And
that's not going old school. That's going dictionary.
That's called in like legitimately what the word is.
Right.
And then wrecked, obviously, yeah, I think everybody referred to somebody getting wrecked. And you would even...
Because they were hit so hard by alcohol, it looked like a car had struck them in the face.
Yeah, or more. And you probably knew a guy that would literally start the party off like, let's get wrecked, and would literally call that out.
Then he would start playing music by Rex and Effects.
Mm-hmm.
There was a lot of things that were going on.
Man, you guys had the best parties.
We sure did.
Yeah, what happened to you?
I got old and fat.
Oh, damn it. You wrecked that.
I don't think in that order, but whatever.
But Rekt is backed, and I think it. Did I say Rekt is backed?
You sure did.
So Rekt is back.
Parks and Recs.
9 Inch Nails. And it looks like it still means like so drunk that you've forgotten your name and you're just completely wasted, or being completely destroyed. But it looks like it's got a kind of a gaming background, the new version. The new version is not spelled like the old version. How would you spell?
The new version is not spelled
like a word,
an English word.
Yes.
Okay.
So obviously the original Rekt is WRECK.
He's a writer.
ED. Well, the new version is just staring me in the face, and so I started to spell it that way.
R.
Yeah, you want to tell them how they spell the new way?
I don't know, but I think I've seen it on our list, and if I remember correctly, it's Rekt.
It even sounds stupid when you spell it. Not that you said it sounds stupid, but
I mean, me saying it didn't help it at all.
So I wish we'd have known this word when we first started this podcast, because you would have jumped all over this son of a bitch.
This sounds like the word was stolen from the Scandinavians and then bastardized to mean what the English term means.
You mean they wrecked our English language?
I'm not saying the Scandinavians wrecked our English language. I'm just saying by a vowel.
This seems like the whole REKT seems like the whole shortening stuff and writing it incorrectly to be hip and leaving out. We did a word called pwned where they even dropped the vowels. So it's literally just the consonants. This reminds me of that. And it seems like it's so forced and so trying to be hip and cool when you didn't necessarily need to change the word because they're using the same. It's almost the same exact thing that we needed it for. Like, so the definition hasn't changed. It just looks completely not smart, which I think is the point. Maybe.
I mean, we are dealing with some pretty not smart people.
You talking about us?
No. I mean,
he's talking about me again.
No, I mean, I did not mean that. But what I meant more specifically was people that would use that word in that way with that spelling.
Okay. So I'm on Urban Dictionary again. And Rekt, a spelling variation of the word Rekt commonly used in social media and SMS messaging. So that makes sense because it feels like it's something that would have caught on from that, like LOL and stuff like that.
Does it though?
Because wouldn't it autocorrect it for you?
Like if they had just said Twitter, then I might have let it get away with it because whatever it is, 150 characters, 160 characters, whatever the fuck it is. I would have let that slide. I'm trying to conserve units so that I can say as much as possible in this short span that I have. Fine, whatever. SMS, come on. Nobody knows about having to shorten a message like we of the pager era know how to shorten a message.
Yeah.
Like SMS, you can write an entire email. I know, I do it all the time. You don't need to shorten anything there. That doesn't make any sense. Listen here, Urban Dictionary.
Listen here, urban youth of today.
Right. Quit saying stupid shit and get off my lawn.
Well, just get off his lawn.
Yeah.
So I find this word annoying. I don't
actually spelling it that way, where I'm spelling it like the KUPD jockeys
like
would say KUPD.
Oh yeah, it's like a radio station.
Yeah, then it feels less dirty.
Yeah, it feels like there's a purpose to it. But
I wonder if somewhere back east, because the east radio stations are W's, if there's a WRKT or something like that. Rekt Radio.
There should be.
Get wrecked in the morning.
How familiar are you with like a lot of the hip hop artists and stuff from like the last 5 years?
What's less than zero?
That's math, people, and he knows. I was told there's no math on here, so we will
do that. Does that Postmaster General guy, is he hip hop?
Postmaster General? Is that Snoop Lion?
Post Malone. That's the one I'm looking for.
There you
is he
go.
hip hop? Is he hip hop?
He started
hip hop.
I don't know if people would say that he's hip hop anymore. But this reminds me.
I do like all these songs, these rock songs that I grew up on that he's redoing. He's doing a pretty good job.
Yeah, he's a lot more talented people than I think people realize.
Yeah, it's not just a face that also happens to slang some fried chicken. He can sing a little bit too.
But he picked the right one. He picked Keynes. He's a smart man.
Yeah, I guess.
Yeah. If you look him up when he was first starting out, he started out as a YouTuber and he was like 15 and he was singing country songs. So he wasn't doing rap at all. And he had a great voice and could play. And obviously
he was Post Malone.
Yeah. He's working on his country album, so it'll happen. But I was what I was starting to say was a lot. If you look, a lot of the rappers will spell their names where they have extra X's and Y's and
every time, and I don't know any of them. That's where you.
But you've seen that, right?
But I will be in your living room, and Jaden will have his music on,
and
YouTube,
you'll see it on the.
I see the name, and I'm like, what the actual? Do you know how many people would lose on Wheel of Fortune trying to guess this? This is impossible. You could tell them the word and they wouldn't get there.
Yeah. They have the dumbest names, some of them. And then they're spelled in a way that...
Like back in our day, you just added an extra G.
Did we?
Yeah, Snoop Dogg has 2 G's, not 1 G. Nate Dogg, also 2 G's, not 1 G.
Shh, too soon, dude.
Nate Dogg dead?
No, Nate Dogg.
That's what I said. Is Nate Dogg dead?
Oh, they said Snoop Dogg. Oh,
I said both.
I don't listen to you. There's too many dogs.
Are either of them dead?
Yeah, Nate Dogg died like years ago.
Really?
Yeah, AIDS.
How many years ago?
Oh, no, his might have been drugs. I think, what's his name died from AIDS? Easy.
Hold on.
Yeah. You don't know Nate Dogg's dead? Did I just make you sad, dude?
Kinda, yeah.
Yeah. That's why I get a tear in my eye when that song comes on.
Son of a bitch. March 15th, 2011. So wait, then are both of the regulators dead?
Is Warren G dead?
I don't know.
No, Warren G's got to be alive.
Now my whole world's upside down and I don't know what to do with it.
But you know, you got the point I was going after. Like you've seen some of the way some of the hip hop artists spell their stuff. Right? Yeah. That's what this reminds me of. It reminds me of bad graffiti. Like this would have been like, maybe thought this was the only way they could really spell it, and they actually put it on a train.
I don't like telling you that you're onto something.
Well, I've played dumb a lot on this podcast, and I'm a little smarter than that.
I don't think you know what played means. So I don't like giving you more credit than you're due for sure.
It's right. Nobody will believe it. But it'll be like he's feeding him cue cards.
But I think the graffiti thing, you might be onto something.
It fits, right?
You're shortening words. You only have so much time, right?
Mm-hmm.
So you're shortening words and spelling them in a way where the first person who sees it might not associate it with the actual English term.
I grew up with that culture because, I mean, I know I'm just some white dude, but I loved all that hip hop graffiti stuff growing up. And I'm an artist by heart, so I can appreciate that art on a level.
You should have seen all the airbrush t-shirts he had.
I still do. I airbrush my underwear.
The one that says "Little Angel" on it is so precious.
It gives me. I have that. That's the one that has the abs. I spray painted the abs on that one. Yeah.
Why wouldn't you?
But so I appreciate that art. I've always thought that they should give the kids or whoever's doing that. You think some of them are adults. Just give them a space to do that because I think they come up with some of the greatest work ever. In the same space, some of those people are not the smartest people in the brightest bulbs in the world. So I could see them not knowing how to spell Rekt.
See, I don't think it's not knowing.
You think it's purposely done?
I think so.
No, I'm not talking in general. I'm talking this is like maybe a third of that culture.
I mean, a third of any group is stupid.
We get that. We get proven that every day.
Yeah.
Which third are you?
Middle?
That answered my question. There you go.
Middle. M-I-D-L.
The middle. M-E-K-T.
That's Mect.
Yeah, middle.
All right. So Rekt, I don't know what to say about you other than we should put you to death.
I kind of think we should. Unless somebody can come up with a way that it's just trying to be fun, and maybe we're just taking it a little too serious.
No, I don't want kids to have fun. That's stupid.
But this is close to bougie for me. The way they spell bougie.
Well,
this is
the way they spell bougie to me is the way that
this is so blatantly trying to not be smart. I don't get it.
Got the words even on dictionary.com.
No way.
Aren't you a real dictionary?
Really?
Yeah, I mean, that's what it says.
Does it give us any different details than an Urban Dictionary did?
Let's go to slang.net.
Ooh, that's the good one now, right?
Sure. Rekt is an alternate spelling of wrecked. Gamers use this. It's funny to read those things because it's like I'm saying the same word twice, but whatever.
Mm-hmm.
Gamers use this term to describe a moment in which they've thoroughly destroyed and or humiliated another player. For example, after a Counter-Strike player headshots HSU, they might enter HS Rekt in chat. Rekt is also commonly used as part of the phrase get wrecked, which may seem like a command for you to destroy yourself, but actually means you got wrecked.
So if you're talking about the gaming community and you're online,
get wrecked in that sense is like get bent.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Like you're not saying get, you're saying go get.
I can see if you're actually having to type this and not say it, because there was a little bit of that online gaming stuff, especially with the PC gamers at first. I could see typing wrecked in that way because it's twice as quick. Well, I guess it's only one letter. Well, if you do past tense, I guess it's a couple letters shorter. I could see that.
I will say that if it's in the gaming universe and the intent is that you do not have unlimited time to type a message while you're also trying to kill other people after you've killed one person, then yes, I guess it makes sense.
You know where this came from? I just figured it out.
Baskin Robbins.
I just figured this out.
It's their 30-second flavor.
I bet it came from the term get wrecked. I bet it was on a license plate. Because that's what you have to do when you spell on license plates. You have to figure out the correct way to get the past tense put in there, or use a 8 for that sound of 8 and hate, stuff like that. So that's what they did. Guarantee it. Call it now. Done. Episode over.
You know what? I couldn't agree with you more. I'm sure the way this came about was a license plate.
It was. It was Colonel Mustard in the auditorium Is there an auditorium in there?
Getting wrecked.
Getting wrecked with a license plate. Done.
Getting wrecked with the license plate.
Yeah. Because it came from a license plate. You got to be on my level, dude, if you're going to be on this podcast.
I don't know that I can go down that low.
We've discussed this, and I think you're dyslexic of gravity because you're going the wrong way. Is that a thing?
I don't think that dyslexic means what you think it means.
It means the opposite of what you're trying to do, right?
I do not think that word means what you think it means.
Oh, come on. Quit playing with everybody.
So, okay, now in light of new definition, you played video games a bit.
Nope, never have.
What?
I just play shuttlecock. No, I guess it's not called shuttlecock.
It's not.
Well, that's what I named mine. Because I take it to space.
This interview is over.
Twice a night.
Gross.
Deep impact.
Would you ever describe one of your kills as wrecking somebody?
I wouldn't, but it's possible I have.
See, to me, it seems like wrecked in that sense seems more elaborate. I feel like that's too simple. I feel like wrecked in a video game setting would be like completely blowing up the other team's game or other team's match in a death match or whatever you want to call it. It wouldn't be just ending one guy.
It could get used in different ways, wouldn't it?
Yeah, maybe. I just feel like that's. I've
trying to make it smarter than it is.
I've watched. I know there's no getting there, but I've watched, Reese and whatnot play enough video games where.
Oh, and for first-time listeners, Reese would be your
son.
Okay.
Bonus son, if you will.
Yes.
I've watched him play enough times that, especially if it's like a team match, the second that you start celebrating ending somebody, is when you get ended.
Yeah, you're done
at the exact same
every time.
And so it's like, who even has time to tell somebody to get wrecked?
Yeah, you have to move on. You're done.
And until the end game scoreboard comes up, you just kind of keep playing.
Yeah, I can feel you. I feel that. Do you well, I guess we discussed that you probably have used wrecked, but that was back when we were talking about somebody getting wrecked at a party, right?
Yes, I've definitely never used it with this spelling, and I never will. Even if it means the same thing, I will never use this spelling.
I would like to say that I will never use it, but I'm going to have to actually type this out when I put this online. So I guess I will be using wrecked in the way that they're using
Somebody's going to think that you had a seizure when you were making the tile for the episode.
If I put a bunch of R's there?
No offense to those that have seizures.
Are they really listening to us?
Well, yeah, we're not on TV, so they avoid part of what.
Well, I've heard that. Remember when on Seinfeld when what's his name was having seizures? When he heard what's her name's voice from Entertainment Tonight? Kramer would have a seizure.
Oh, I don't remember that.
Yeah, I think one of our listeners, that happens when they hear you talk.
What person was it from Entertainment Tonight?
I can't remember her name.
And I even know exactly who it is.
You can see her, right?
Without seeing the episode you're talking about, I know exactly who it is.
Because that was a real thing. I think, I don't know, she used to host with John Tesh all the time.
Yeah.
And that was the thing. So they made fun of that. And
Can
Kramer
we take a moment to ask ourselves why we remember John Tesh?
It's John Tesh, dude.
Come on. He was no Kenny G.
Tried. John Tesh is hard to forget. He was like 7 feet tall.
He was a giant among much smaller men.
Yes. He had a pretty smoothie voice. Had made horrible music.
Not like Hasselhoff bad, but bad.
Yeah. I mean, some people love his music.
Germans.
Elevators. Lisa Gibbons? What was her name? Was that right?
Nice pull. I had almost gotten there. I was to K, and then you said Lisa Gibbons, and I was like, wait.
And that was back when I used to watch Entertainment Tonight all the time.
Lisa Gibbons? Yeah, I think so.
It's close. It's close. I don't know.
If that's not it, that's darn near it. Yeah, that was really the only time that I watched Entertainment Tonight. Mm-hmm. That was back when Entertainment Tonight was the only show in town.
Exactly, before Extra, like TMZ stuff shit.
Extra didn't start yet. TMZ hadn't started yet.
Yeah. It was actually, we actually get to see when behind the scenes of them filming the new movies or the TV shows or videos from the music you liked. And it tended to be more happy. It was upgoing. It wasn't trying to find the dirt on everybody. So it was just like, ooh, I can't wait to see that sequel. It looks like it's going to be good. It was that kind of stuff.
Right. Yeah. Every time I see any part of a TMZ episode, I feel immediately dirty. Now I'm kind of thinking of what her replacement's name was. What's her name?
Well, that was one of the things. They had a ton of them, like especially if they went on vacation, they had other ones that took over.
Yeah, but there was a specific one. So every time Lisa Gibbons went on vacation, this one would fill in for her, but then she took over as the main female anchor.
There was Mary Hart.
That's the one.
Yeah, she was big. I'm pretty proud of myself to remember that. But I watched that show religiously because it was one of the few shows I could watch. I only had like 3 channels.
Now I kind of want to see the Seinfeld episode because, like,
you don't remember that one?
No, I don't.
He walks in and he just starts freaking out behind the couch while they're watching TV. And they don't even see him. And then he turns the TV off and he pops back up. And yeah, it was classic Kramer.
I think Mary Hart was on an episode of The Simpsons.
I would bet John Tesh and Lisa Gibbons were on an episode of... John Tesh had to be on.
Did he?
Prove me wrong.
John Tesh, 100%, absolutely would have been the fulcrum to the perfect episode about Marge falling in love with TV personality.
Oh, yeah, I think so.
Him and John Larroquette. I could imagine her falling in love with either of those two as actors on her TV.
So now that we've actually discussed it and got into it a little bit, I still hate the spelling of it. I think it's dumb.
Mm-hmm.
I can see if it did come from that thing, whether it was a text or a license plate, like I believe.
Graffiti.
Or graffiti, which is probably...
I like how he gave you credit for coming up with the graffiti, and then you tried to come up with another way it could have possibly happened because I agreed with you and it confused you, and so then you had to change your mind.
I'm just right on all levels.
But I'm righter.
You are so out of jokes when you're using my spiel. Things have flipped now.
Oh, man.
Am
I the shitty podcast host now?
Oh, is that what that was? Oh, man.
When did
There's a
this happen?
disturbance in the force. You guys feel that? I should start talking like this now. Get my podcast voice.
That's nice.
That's nice.
It's better than your Australian accent, that's for sure.
Do you want me to bring it?
I do not.
Wasn't John Tesh Australian? Yeah, Rekt. I think the spelling's still dumb, but I can give it a little bit of leeway. I still probably won't use it.
Never.
Don't think so?
Nope.
You can't just drop it at work tomorrow?
Nope. Well, I mean, I'm going to use the word.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not going to use that spelling. In fact, I may go as far as to say the word and then spell it out immediately after using it, just so people know that I'm not using the shitty spelled version.
You have a big game coming up you're hosting at the brewery, right?
We do.
Could you jump on that bar and be like, let's get wrecked right before it?
R-E-K-T. Let's get wrecked. W-R-E-C-K-E-D.
What? Well, I don't want to wreck this episode, but I think it's probably close to, quitting time.
Yeah, probably.
It's usually because you're out of ideas.
Oh, well, we could have ended this 2 hours ago.
Yeah. Hey, we haven't done a shout out for where to email us or anything like that lately. What do you got for us?
You can email us at stuff you should know. Wait, no. That's the wrong show.
That would be awesome, though, if someone tried to reach out to us but send it to them.
That would be pretty great.
Because they'd be like, who the F is this?
What's this shitty show that they're talking about?
Yeah, and then you could finally be friends with Josh and Chuck.
Yeah, Chuck really left me on red.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so you can write us at hangoutslangout@gmail.com.
Mm-hmm.
You can find us on many of the forms of social media. I don't think all of the forms of social media.
Yeah. Website, hangoutslangout.com. Instagram is the one I really like because you can really see all our pretty little pictures and little videos we do.
That's at hangoutslangout.
Is it?
Isn't it?
No, I don't know.
You manage the damn thing. I don't even know.
You manage it too. You can also be reached at our second sideshow gig. It's Not a Tuna.
Yeah, I know. I need to do more with it.
I'll get you. You better post something.
Why don't I just give you access and then?
Because I won't post anything you like.
Yeah, and you're not funny, so it's gonna really, it's gonna really ruin the whole idea.
The picture's funny, right?
Sure.
All right.
I just had one the other day too.
No, you
in
didn't.
my head. No, I did. I did post it.
Post it now then.
I think you missed what I started with or what I led with, which was I had one the other day, as in I didn't do it, and now I forget what it was.
Well, anybody could say that.
Yes, anybody
That's just
could,
you.
but
That's
this
you
time
just
it's
making
true.
up shit.
No, it's not.
Yeah. Now you guys know my pain when I got to put these episodes together. When it sounds like he's got really clever ideas, there's only one ideas man in this podcast room.
I should post a picture of a fish with no eyes. You know what you call a fish with no eyes?
Is this going to ruin it for the listeners?
Not
Oh,
if
you'll
they've-
post it before this comes out, right?
Not if they've watched How I Met Your Mother.
Okay.
Fish.
All right, back that up. Do it one more time. What do you call a fish with no eyes?
Yeah.
Oh, Jesus. Gotcha. Is there a fish with no eyes?
I don't know. On The Simpsons, there's a fish with 3 eyes.
There's
They
a
call him Blinky.
There's a salamander, like a big lizard that lives in caves, like in Japan. It doesn't have any eyes because it's been in the caves for so long. You could post that son of a bitch and do your little fish joke.
I mean, but then it's really a fish.
It's not a tuna.
It's not a tuna.
That's all that matters, right?
You're right. I
You
guess.
post a picture of a real live human being on there and said it's not a tuna. So you can
Wait, but was it Bill Parcells?
Yeah, the tuna.
Yeah.
Yeah, but still, it was a picture of a dude. So you can put a picture of a salamander, scary ass salamander with no eyes.
That means, unfortunately or fortunately, depending on which way you want to look at it, this Instagram handle is completely limitless.
I do think you should post more of the tuna.
I need to. I should probably be aiming for one a week.
That's your homework. Let's do one tonight.
Eventually, one of the 50 people that listen to us will be like, man, he hasn't posted in a while. They weren't that funny to begin with, but I'd like to see them.
It's a clever little page. So
It's not bad.
So I think we wrecked this word.
Yeah,
We tried to.
I hope so. I hope we wrecked it enough that we wrecked it right back into proper spelling.
There's no way in hell. Imagine how they're going to spell it next. They're going to drop the E. Maybe they'll take the K out and put a C in there.
You know what I haven't asked is if we're playing Scrabble,
Okay.
like, could we throw down Rekt? And
If it's in the dictionary, I guess we can now, right?
I mean, it's dictionary.com. That's no Webster's. It's no Merriam-Webster.
Those aren't connected. Like it's not. They're not legit
I don't
crossing over.
I don't know. Blurred lines, man. We went full Robin Thicke on this shit.
I think. Yeah, we did. I think we got some homework, man.
Yeah.
I hate homework.
Same.
I was told there was no homework on this.
How did you play both Rekt and Bougie? Like sitting there playing 2-letter words until you stack the perfect deck of 7 tiles.
We should do that. We should spell bougie and stuff and see how many points you get because it might change your mind on the spelling. You'd be like, yeah, this is the perfect word. If
Oh, you can't spell the full word.
Well, that's true.
So, yeah, it might change my mind.
You might be like, yeah, this is totally good.
I mean, that is...
This is legit. It's so legit that we need to get out of here. So we'll see you guys and girls next time. Yep. Not that you guys are going to hear any of this, but I mean,
let's not cut this too short too fast.
we don't even know what we're talking about next. Is rectal one of our words? Rectum. Damn near killed. Choking on his coke.
Wrong pipe.
Is that what that was?
Yeah.
Slow down and chew your food, man.
Feel the burn. No, it went, it went down the wrong pipe because we've been looking to get to the word wrecked for a long time.
Oh, I guess, yeah. I
And
guess
we
that
got
works.
there and you done fucked it up because you made me choke.